Okay, we're going to talk about the difference between preterito and imperfecto. Now remember, both of these talk past tense, and we use the preterito to talk about actions or events in the past, but the speaker views as completed or finished. Past tense, well, both of these we're using to talk about something that happened or used to happen. So we use to talk about actions or events in the past that the speaker views as completed or finished. Those are two key words, completed or finished. So, an example, Susie y Mateo estuvieron en la clase por 2 horas. Because we have a fixed time that they were in the class, it's done, it's over with. Estuvieron we have in the preterito. Okay? Now, the imperfect, on the other hand, describes what was happening in the past, usually in relation to an event or at a given time, with no reference to the beginning or the end of the action. So it's action that happened in the past that we want to drag out for a longer period of time, extend it, and we're not saying there's a specific point in time or a specific amount of time this happened and is done. So an example, mientras estaban en la clase, Susie y Mateo hablaban. So while they were in the class, imperfect, they were talking, imperfect. So both of those are in the imperfect because we don't have any beginning or end. We don't know when it started. We don't know when it finished. I'm just saying this was going on in the past, and we don't know, or we're not stressing for sure, a beginning or ending point. So, mientras estaban en la clase, Susie y Mateo hablaban. While they were in the class, they were speaking. And we don't have any time frame necessarily. Okay? Okay, we're going to talk about preterite and imperfect here now. Okay, we're going to move on now and talk a little bit more, a few different examples about how we use preterite and imperfect. In el pretérito, we express the beginning or the end of a past event or action. So, un ejemplo, el vuelo aterrizó a las 3:05. The flight landed a las 3:05. Landed. It happened, it's done at a specific point. So it expresses the beginning or specific end of a past action or event. El tour terminó a la 1. The tour ended at 1 o'clock. Okay, it happened, it's done. All right? El imperfecto, on the contrary, on the other hand, it expresses general time and dates in the past. So, example, eran las 4 de la tarde. It was 4 in the afternoon. Okay, just in general, it was 4 in the afternoon. We aren't talking about a specific event or something happening. But when we talk about time, general time, in the past, we use imperfecto. Eran las 4. All right? Okay. Also, in el pretérito, we narrate completed events, even ones that occurred in a series. So if we're saying that something happened, but it's a completed event, and we're narrating that they happened, they'll all be in the preterite tense. Carlos entered. Carlos entró en la sala, vio a María y sacó la foto. So he entered, saw Maria, and took the picture. All of those are events that happened or actions that took place and are done. Okay? El imperfecto, on the other hand, expresses habitual actions or events in the past. So now it's when we're talking about the past and we're saying that we used to do something habitually. We did it a lot, or we usually did that activity in the past. So Pedro comía en ese restaurante todos los sábados. So because we have todos los sábados, we're saying he used to do that. He used to eat every Saturday. Okay, so it's a repeated or habitual action in the past, and we use el imperfecto. De niña, Ina tomaba el sol a menudo. So a menudo is often. So as a child, Ina used to sunbathe often. Okay, a menudo is often, and since it's in the past and we're saying often, it's something that happened repeatedly. So we're going to use the imperfect, el imperfecto. De niña, Ina tomaba. She used to sunbathe a lot. Okay? Now, el preterito also expresses changes in a mental, physical, or emotional condition or state in the past. So if we're expressing that something happened, it changed, then we say it in el preterito. Stella se puso furiosa. She became angry cuando vio el cuarto. Yo estuve nervioso en ese momento. So at that moment, okay, one specific point in time, at that moment I became, or I was nervous. All right? Contrast that with just expressing mental or physical, emotional conditions in the past, but not changes in them. So we're not trying to specify a point in time that those changed or they happened. We're just stating that they were that way in the past. So Stella era una persona contenta. We're just saying she was a happy person in general. Okay, so she was generally a happy person in the past. It's stating an emotional condition or state in the past. That's just how she was. So imperfect because we're extending the time. There's not a specific point in time that we're talking about. In general, she was that way. And teníamos dolor de cabeza. We used to have a headache, or we had it's an emotion, it's a physical state in the past. But we're not saying, oh, I got a headache at that point, or I had it at that one time last night. We're just saying, I had a headache for a while last night. I'm not giving any specific beginning or ending time to it. Okay? So we had a headache over a period of time, and we don't know exactly how long that was. Okay? So you can see that when it happens at one point, se puso furiosa, she really became furious at that point. All right, other ways we use preterito. When we relate weather, conditions, or scenes within a specific time point, parameter. Ayer fue un día horrible. Llovió e hizo mucho viento. So it rained and it was very windy. That day, and we've given closure to it by saying yesterday was a horrible day. So we have closure to it. We're only talking about yesterday. It rained a lot and it was very windy in that specific time period. Okay? As opposed to, we talk about weather in the past in general when we're just setting the scene for other actions and events that take place. So if we're kind of just describing the conditions surrounding some other event, then we'll use the imperfect to talk about weather conditions. So, hacía muy mal tiempo. It wasn't very good weather. Y llovía, and it was raining. Notice how in English we drag these out. We drag the time out by saying was and were doing something. So it wasn't very good weather, and it was raining. Yo leía en mi cuarto. I was reading. Again, I'm going to drag the time out because it's in the imperfect. I'm going to drag the time out in English by saying was reading. I was reading in my room. Y esperaba la llamada. And I was waiting for a phone call. So notice all of these are just kind of setting the stage for what I'm actually going to tell you happened. I haven't told you what happened yet. I'm just kind of setting the stage. It was bad weather. It was raining. I was sitting in my room reading, and I was waiting for the phone call. So all those are kind of was doing something, trying to drag out that time. I haven't really told you what actually happened yet. Okay? All right. Now, the preterite and the imperfect are often used together in the same sentence. So, in this following example, the imperfect describes what was happening or in progress when another action in the preterite interrupted it or took place. Okay? So, if we have something that's in the imperfect, mirábamos. We were watching TV. Mirábamos la tele. Okay? Mirábamos la tele cuando Marcos llamó. So we were doing this, and that's why to give a visual picture, I like to think about a wavy line as the imperfect. So it's a wavy line meaning it was ongoing. That action was ongoing. We were watching the TV. And then I'd like to think about the preterite tense as a one-time point on that continuum. So, mirábamos la tele, we were watching TV, cuando Marcos llamó, when Marcos called, and that's a one-time event, boom, that's the preterite tense. Because there's closure to it, it happened. Okay? So that's the basic difference between the two. This is a very good example of using the imperfect and the preterite in the same sentence, where one is ongoing and the other one interrupts it as an action that's completed. Miramos la tele cuando Marcos llamó. Okay? Another example. Los chicos subían la montaña cuando Cari se cayó. So, once again, we have los chicos subían. That's in the preterite, or that's in the imperfect tense. Imperfect because it was ongoing. Subían. They were climbing the mountain. Remember in English how we drag it out by saying was or were doing something. So they were climbing the mountain. Cuando Cari se cayó. When she fell. So that's interrupt. That's action. En el pretérito because it interrupts this ongoing action. Okay? Cuando Cari se cayó. All right. Now, unos recuerdos, some reminders. First, please analyze what you're wanting to say, the context in which the verb will be used, and ask yourself, do I want to describe the way things were, or do I want to tell exactly what happened, something that's completed? Describing the way things were is in the imperfect. Describing what happened or took place is in the preterite tense. So, era de noche. It was nighttime. Cuando llegaron al aeropuerto. When they arrived. So I'm describing the condition when it was. Era de noche. Cuando llegaron. When they arrived. Action that happened. So era describes conditions. It was nighttime. Llegaron tells what happened. They arrived. Okay? In many instances, both tenses will produce a grammatically correct sentence. Okay? But your choice will have to depend on the message that you, as the speaker, want to communicate. So, this sentence, for example, short sentence, one would be así fue, así era. So one in the preterite tense, one in the imperfect. They're both fine sentences, but one means that's how it happened, that's how it took place. Pretérito, así fue. Así era is more that's how it was, that's how it used to be. Así era. Because I've drug that verb ser out by using the imperfect over a period of time to make it longer period of time. Okay? Me ponía furiosa. Siempre cuando mi hermano me molestaba. So I used to get angry. Me ponía en el imperfecto. I used to get angry siempre, always, when my brother me molestaba en el imperfecto. So I'm talking about the past, but I'm talking about habitually in the past. I used to always get mad when my brother bothered me. Okay? But ayer, yesterday, me puse furiosa. I really got mad yesterday when my brother me empujó, pretérito. So I've got a preterite tense happening. When he pushed me, I became furious. So both of these now in the pretérito. But notice it's almost the exact same sentence, but it's differing what I want to say. One, I want to drag out, used to happen all the time. Pretérito is, it happened yesterday when he pushed me. Okay? And then finally, some useful words to remember when we're talking about the preterite tense. Notice we'll use words like last night, anoche, day before yesterday, anteayer, ayer, yesterday, esta mañana, this morning, okay, this morning, earlier this morning, el fin de semana pasado, last weekend, el mes or el año pasado, last month, last year, una vez, one time, talking about the past. Oh, this happened one time, una vez. And then hace, remember our time expression when we want to say ago? If we use hace with any period of time, that basically translates out to our English word ago. All right? Hace, so if I say hace 2 días, okay, hace 2 días, 2 days ago, I did something. Okay? As opposed to imperfect time expressions, we typically would say things like a menudo, often. I used to do this, often. Con frecuencia, frequently I did this. De vez en cuando, from time to time, I would do this in the past. Muchas veces, I would do this many times. Always, siempre, siempre I did this in the past. Todos los días, every day, todos los meses, every month, todas las semanas, every week I would do this. Todos los lunes or los martes, I work. Let's say I worked. I used to work on all Mondays. Todos los lunes, trabajaba. Okay? So I used to work on all Mondays. So notice, all these time expressions have to do with extending the time habitually in the past. These time expressions have to do with one time in the past, and they're done. Okay? So that's a basic wrap-up of the difference between preterito and imperfecto. Try to get a lot of practice by choosing one or the other. And for lesson 4, we'll do a written assignment that deals with those as well. Okay? Como siempre, as always, como siempre, si tienes preguntas, mándame un email, un texto, o llámame por teléfono. Okay? If you have any questions anytime, email, text, or call. Okay. Gracias.